they furious about the failure of Black Friday, right? They so butthurt.
They tried to trick you and tell you that sales were up, that online spending jumped 9.1%, but you can't trust the headlines.
Yeah, so Cyber Monday is also a scam. I have proof that it is a scam. Do not fall for the scam.
Hi guys, welcome back again to another video. Thank you so much for clicking as always. If this is your first time here, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison Reacts. Don't make it your last by subscribing. Black Americans are still using their platforms to educate people and enlighten them on the reasons why they need to boycott everything. We are talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and of course Christmas. They made it clear that all these things are scams and we should not fall for it. I'm going to take you guys through the videos that is trending right now on social medias. These guys are furious because it's more like black folks meant business this time around. Do watch these videos and let me know what you think in the comments.
They tried to trick you and tell you that sales were up, that online spending jumped 9.1%, but you can't trust the headlines. Because spending's not up because Americans bought more stuff. Spending is up due to inflation. We have 3% inflation, so maybe the 4.1% increasing in spending is a real increase of just 1%. Just 1%. And the numbers that they're parroting are simple. These are numbers from credit card companies. This doesn't guarantee that people spent or bought more products. It just means that the prices for the things you all went and bought were more expensive and you still showed up. So if you stayed at home and you didn't spend a dime, you actually saved yourself a bunch of money because you would have gotten way less for the money you spent in the first place. So like I've been saying since the beginning, give the gift of cash. Shop small businesses. Do not fall for their tricks. There is no high jump of spending. We just spent more because the cost of things is more expensive.
Yeah, so Cyber Monday is also a scam. I have proof that it is a scam. Do not fall for the scam. Now, this dash cam was recommended to me by Amazon, and as you can see right here, Cyber Monday deal. Now, take a look at the price. $22.36, right? That's strange. I actually ordered this dash cam already on November 24th, and it was delivered on November 25th. I actually paid $22.36. Isn't that strange? That's very strange considering that is the Cyber Monday deal. But when I bought it, it wasn't on sale. But what I do see here is that they jacked the price up to $29.99 and then placed a Cyber Monday deal and brought it back down to the price that I paid for. See how that works? They scam y'all every single time. Every single time. Same rules apply to Black Friday.
Happy No Spending Cyber Monday. This is our current situation. Now that Black Friday data that we heard from Adobe, which are like, well, who the creator of all this subscription-based bullshit we're all fucking subjected to, yeah, I'm not buying it. But like I said, I was not impressed. Now the coverage, on the other hand, that was fucking entertaining. Target bags, the one gummy cluster nerd, what the hell, y'all? One thing I think we've all been seeing are the price things going on, stickers on prices. We're physically seeing inflation right before our very eyes. And I think that more than anything is what this mass blackout has helped to really put the focus on. Because having a front row seat to literally, it's like the wizard behind the curtain. Yeah, I don't know. May not have been we may not see the impact or whatever for months, right? When it comes to data. But the court of public opinion has definitely cast down some judgments already.
Somebody is getting
fired at Shopify. How could they let their platform go down on the biggest money-making day of the year, Cyber Monday? Cyber Monday is huge for Shopify and other e-commerce platforms. And somehow they had an outage, even though Cyber Monday this year is not expected to be as large as last year because a lot of people are pulling back on their spending. Now, there's no excuse for this. Because Cyber Monday happens every year, it's predictable. And with a Cyber Monday that's smaller than what they had to face last year, this should have been something well within their wheelhouse. Every minute that Shopify is down on a day like this, they lose tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you can be certain that somebody is going to be extremely upset at their tech team because the one thing that shouldn't happen on your biggest revenue day is that your tech goes down. But hey, remember, Shopify was one of the first platforms that said it didn't need as many real people and was trying to replace them with AI. Perhaps this helped to cause the outage. Either way, Shopify for going down on your biggest money-making day of the year. You just made the D3 list of podcasts about them best.
They furious about the failure of Black Friday, right? They so butthurt. They sent the bots to my comments to try to cause mayhem, right? In that video that I did the other day about them lying about the Black Friday numbers, right? What I'm mainly seeing is $11.9 billion. It was a record-breaking Black Friday, right? This one guy even tried to bait me, okay? He gonna say 13% of the population can affect Black Friday, right? And right away, I knew this guy was uneducated because they love to try to say that black people only make up 13% of the population, right? That's one of the biggest lies that they still tell today, right? But check this out. Not one time in that video did I mention anything about race. I said the people coming together as one. Instantly, this dude went straight to the race card, right? But back to this $11.9 billion, okay? Which is a lie anyway. But even if it was true, do y'all even know what $11.9 billion divided by 300, allegedly 300 million people is? $39. Boom, 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 boom. So even though they still lying, they bragging about people spending $39 a piece. If you know, you know.
I'm seeing too many black people complaining about these Target swag bags because we're supposed to be boycotting not only Target, but everywhere on this Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And we should probably do it for the rest of this holiday season. So if you got played, that's on you because we're not supposed to be shopping there.
Happy day 6 of the mass blackout. Now listen, I know you guys have seen these headlines saying that Americans spent $11.5 billion on Black Friday. Don't be tricked by those headlines because you need to read the article. Because you know where those numbers came from? Credit card usage. The stores can't actually release their numbers because that would be lying to investors. So they can't fake those numbers. So they got the credit card companies to come out and say that credit card usage is up, but that doesn't mean people shopped. If the numbers were so fantastic, then why are they extending the sale for an entire week? That's right, all the stores have extended Black Friday sales into next week. That's because they need to get rid of that inventory that they have on hand. They can put out whatever credit card numbers they want. We saw them stores, and you're not going to convince me that people shopped online when they didn't show up to the stores. Even if online sales were up by 9%, the stores were down. That's a fact. But small business shops, oh, they were lit yesterday. Now we all know what the mission is for tomorrow, right? Crash Cyber Monday. They need to convince you that people broke the boycott. And that is how they get you in the trap. Drop me a comment stating you didn't shop because that's what we need to see. Everyday American people saying they are lying.
You should be trying to finding a way to eliminate these corporations from your life. I have not been back to Target or Walmart in over a year. Instead, I believe that we should be looking for clear alternatives to replace these corporations forever. I am never going back to Target. I am never going back to Walmart. I am never going to associate myself and pay for Amazon products. Why? Because they are funding my demise. And as Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. These corporations, the people behind these corporations, have made it very clear how they feel about Black people. And if you continue to give them money, that is insane. Now, for those of us trapped in food deserts that have been created by corporations like Walmart, we have to work harder to give our people access to Black-owned grocery stores so that they are not forced to go to Walmart. And Walmart, by the way, has a whole bunch of food that you can't even eat. So they're literally feeding us garbage on top of funding our demise. And there's a long list of companies that are involved in this. Home Depot, Publix. It's wild out here. I think you should join my forever boycott.
Online Black Friday sales hit a record high this year. Americans spent almost $12 billion online for Black Friday. And you're probably thinking that people are spending more money and buying more things, but actually what ended up happening is people spent more, but people bought less. So when everyone was saying, oh, we're not going to be buying as much this year during Black Friday, they meant that. People did not buy as much, but the prices went up. And so again, we've hit another year of record high sales. And honestly, I think they just inflate the prices so much because they know people aren't going to be buying as much, and so they can still hit their goal of breaking whatever record for profits that they're bringing in. Because people did not buy as much. People literally did not buy as much, but at the same time, there are record-breaking profits from online Black Friday sales. How does that even add up? If people are buying less, how are you guys getting record amounts of money in profits from online Black Friday? That's just telling us that they are inflating the prices so much. And I believe it's intentional because they knew people wouldn't be buying things during this holiday season as much. And so they just inflated the prices so fucking much to where no matter what, people are going to buy less, but they're still going to be making more money. When does that make sense? It is literally Black Friday. People bought less than before, but there is a record-breaking profit of $12 billion that was spent online for Black Friday with less items being bought. Like, they just literally inflate the prices to hell. They literally just inflate the prices as much as they can because they know items aren't going to be bought as much as they usually are, so they can still make record-breaking profits. That's literally what that is.
Now, going into Black Friday, consumer sentiment was already a little wishy-washy, right? You have a ton of layoffs from companies who historically don't even lay people off, not to mention the massive layoffs that have already occurred the first 10 months of this year, right? Then you have people who are defaulting on their loans, every single loan you could possibly imagine, at a very kind of alarming rate, right? You have credit cards that are in default, people are missing mortgage payments, people are missing auto loan payments, like buy now, pay later is really ticking up. So you can tell that people are a little stretched. People are stretched thin, right? Financially. Doesn't matter. Thanksgiving Day, according to Adobe Analytics, $6.4 billion spent by U.S. consumers, right? 11.8 spent the very next day on Black Friday. All right. At some point in the day, people were swiping 12.5 million a minute. Like, it was hairy up in there. Okay. Now, majority of those sales came from mobile devices. So what does that tell us? People are shopping inside of apps. People are using websites. People are barely even lifting a finger, right? And swiping that card. That is concerning. And it makes sense because you can shop inside of TikTok. You can shop inside of Instagram. You can shop inside of Facebook. You don't have to even leave these apps anymore. And you can just shop and purchase. And that is insane. Okay. Now Salesforce is saying, no. People didn't spend 11.8 billion. They spent 18 billion, honey. Okay. Even scarier, Salesforce. But I'll be honest, I don't really like you as a company, so I don't really know if that's true. And I'm always going to go with Adobe Analytics. Amen. Either way, it's frightening. Either way, the numbers are not great, right? Adobe also anticipates that yesterday, consumers spent 5.5 billion. Today, 5.9 billion. Tomorrow, 14.2 billion. If all of that comes to fruition, that is over $43 billion in 5 days. Now, retailers have already said, I think we're going to spend a trill. I think we're going to see a trill coming from U.S. consumers over the holiday season. They damn sure might be right. At this rate, they damn sure might be right. I mean, there's just no slowing Americans down. You can hit them with 27% interest on a credit card. They still swiping the credit card. You know what I'm saying? It is insane to watch. It's insane. Now, I will say there were fewer items purchased. That was down 2%, right? The order volume is down 1% and prices were up 7%. So when we see the fact that, total sales volume, the revenue increased by 9%, not sales volume, total revenue increased by 9%, makes sense, right? It's kind of on track with those price increases. So, Lord, I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what's going to happen to this country, but boy, oh boy, if people don't start just pulling back a little bit on the spending, I don't know how we're going to turn this ship around. I really don't. Okay? What are y'all thoughts?
So has anybody else noticed that now that everybody is like locked in and they're doing this whole mass blackout thing, now all of a sudden you're seeing $400 85-inch TVs again, and everything's on sale 40, 50, 60% off. I was walking around in Walmart and I saw a 20-pound turkey for $18. So where was that energy for the last 5 years? So what that tells you is, if they wanted to, they could. And I guarantee they're still not losing money by lowering all these prices.
We weren't supposed to spend at all. Not on Black Friday, not through the weekend, not before Thanksgiving, not on Cyber Monday. But yet, American consumers still spent. According to Reuters, U.S. Cyber Monday online sales hit $9.1 billion, with a B, billion dollars. $9.1 billion. U.S. shoppers spent $9.1 billion online on Cyber Monday. Today, 12/1. Capping a strong Black Friday weekend marked by splurges from wealthier consumers and deal hunting by lower-income households. We weren't supposed to spend because these multi-billion-dollar corporations are supporting what the Trump administration is doing. Yet we are still spending and giving them money so they can give the Trump administration money, so they can continue the ICE raids, so they can continue funding genocides across the country. Look, nobody got the message. $9.1 billion. Are we fucking serious right now? $9.1 billion.
I still stand where I stand. The goal all this while, the reasons why we need to boycott all these things, aside the fact that they are scams, it's more like they are robbing Peter to pay Paul. They will tell you to take this item for a certain amount of money, but on the actual sense, you are actually getting these items, even the ones that they claimed that they are free, like maybe buy one and get one free. You are literally paying for those ones that is being pronounced free on a high price, right? So people are using their platforms to tell Black Americans, and of course anyone that wishes to listen, that it's right time you save the black dollars. It's right time you secure that money, right? Because all this unwise spending, there's no need for it this time around. All these people, the only thing they do is they find a way to extort Black race, make it make sense. I remember the last time we had back and forth with Mary Carey's art, where she was trying to push the Christmas song and all that, right? Whether it's advert or not, And people had an issue with that song, right? After the song and the way people were reacting, especially Black Americans, were massively calling, there were so many reactions and clashback based on that song because they felt like she indirectly, like she actually put it on their faces, right? And these guys went and started, they made, what's it called? Black Santas. And you could find it in all these big stores, Target, Walmart. They displayed Black Santas there just to lure people, just to make Black Americans, just to make Black folks to keep spending their money. You can see how the extent these guys can go just to make sure that that money is being taken. That is where we stand. We are boycotting everything boycottable. If that English is correct, we are not. Christmas is being cancelled. Even if you need to do Christmas, you can work with what you had before. The goal is not to shop in those big stores. That is the goal. So it's right time we start saving that black dollars. You can get food. You can, of course, try to patronize local stores and all that, especially Black-owned businesses. But then going all out to give these guys money to enrich them all the time, to fall for their scam, it does not make sense right now. That's why people are using their platform to call them out, and they were like, let us keep boycotting everything. Don't fall for anything. In as much as there is this rumor, I'm going to use the word alleged because those figures are not, the math is not matching. Because I remember that most of the videos we saw online were pictures, videos of people boycotting. The stores were literally empty. They come up with the figure, 11.8 billion was spent on online stores. I don't believe that. Because I just don't know how to feel but react, but I don't believe those figures at all. And I believe that a lot of people fail to believe those figures as well. Let me know what you think about the videos I shared about Cyber Monday, boycotting all the Christmas, Black Fridays. Let me know whether you agree with these people or do you think we need to I don't know. Just let me know what you think about it in the comments. If this is your first time coming across my face, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison React. Don't make it your last by subscribing. And I'm going to see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.